Good morning, welcome to a new market update from me, Crypto Michael. Before we continue, I would like to ask you to subscribe to the channel and like this video, as that's helping me out a lot. Before we also continue, how's my eye doing? It's getting a little better, so hopefully tomorrow we'll be back with the webcam as well. Also, market has made a breakout, as we can see. The critical level that we wanted it to crack is this zone at 35k, and the price of Bitcoin cracked through it, so we can start making that consolidation before we continue. Now, I've been saying that this area around 37.5 to 38 is not a very critical level. The next hurdle is this block we have here at 40.5. That is the level that is the last hurdle before new all-time highs. However, there's still the likelihood of a range-bound construction in which we are a copy-paste of the halving period or the period that we used to anticipate during August. So those are something that you should be aware of and should be watching, that there is not an entry point at this range. However, if you want to scalp trade, you can still define or deploy levels as we discussed in the live stream. Swing trade opportunities are a little gone at this point. And right now we are facing a few critical hurdles again. So while we had the critical level at 35k first as a resistance zone, currently it's the critical level to hold. So once something breaks through as resistance, it has to become support to justify further upwards momentum. And in this case it looks likely that we do, as we had a lower time frame flip in this case. If we do hold above 35, I do not assume 38 is going to be a heavy resistance, and we continue towards that 40.5 critical resistance level, and we can continue grinding. And then just flipping every level, as you can see in this scenario. However, if 35 does not provide support and you want to see the gain, or you want to see it flip, and at this point the gain and the flip are there, but you want to see it hold. If that doesn't hold, I assume we're going to fall through and immediately check the other side of the range. And given that we have been acting inside this range, the other side of the range is around 32. Also, given the fact that this has been tested several times already, I assume this drop will bring us towards 30 in a very fast pace. So that's making 35k a pretty critical level to watch at this point. Through which we should be aware that it has to remain support if we want to see further upwards continuation. Interestingly enough, Bitcoin is crawling up while the dollar is showing strength. Also, equity markets are rushing up while the dollar is showing strength, which is kind of odd, as regularly you would expect Bitcoin to correct while the dollar is crawling up. Will it still come? Will February still be a corrective month? The month is young. Often the first week does not provide what it should be at the end. So I'm still standing behind the view that I'm assuming February to be a corrective month, or at least the first start of the correction. Critical levels on the DXY are still the same. 92 points could be giving us a bearish retest, as that used to be the previous support. After this bullish divergence, a rally is often justified, and we can see that it's happening. So I'm definitely eager to see what the dollar index is going to do at this 92 points area. Then we've got our friend Ethereum, which is currently continuing. And it's a little blurry chart, but the important part is that we use Fibonacci to define new target zones. Given that we have been discussing Ethereum yesterday and we broke through and flipped the level for support, which we will be seeing in shortly on the lower time frames, the next area of resistance is getting around the corner, as that is defined on Fibonacci extension. Oh, I see that I've not been making the best trend line here, but we're getting to a top figure. If we go into zoomed in figure here, we can see that we consolidated nicely, broke upwards, and if you go back on lower time frames, we can see that we flip. Still, what we have been saying yesterday on levels to enter and to see continuation, those are still valid. So you want to see this previous high be support. If that does not hold support, the level at 1430, it's giving us a fake out to the upside, and then this complete rising wedge structure will become a top distribution pattern in which we are going to reverse soon. And you should be aware the CME futures is going to be launched at the 8th of February. And we know what happened in September or in December 2017 with Bitcoin. It dropped after. Yesterday I did a poll on Twitter where we discussed what's going to happen after. The majority answered pump. Majority is often wrong, and majority doesn't understand buy the rumors, sell the news concepts. In small, we've seen one on XRP yesterday. I'll just get another chart up. We have been discussing XRP yesterday, in which buy the rumor, sell the news. On the actual event, the price started to drop. And this is a very extreme example. But in small, often what you see is that to the event, the price starts to run up. So we could be having a run towards 1650. However, I'm not assuming that we're going to see continuation of this upwards run after the launch of the CME futures, as then the price will be dropping back towards the mean and towards reality, which is a corrective period. So what should be looking at this point with Ethereum? Is it an entry point? No, it's not an entry point. You should be looking whether 1430 is going to hold for support and whether we can grind further upwards. Volume is lagging, so I'm still a little bit suspicious about this move. Could continue to watch this area around 1600 to 1680, but this is the area to watch. If that is lost, next zone is 1270, and then we get into the regions that you might be wanting to deploy swing trade opportunities, especially if we get a further correction later this month towards the area around $1,000. So critical levels for Ether 1430. If that holds, next zone 1675. 8th of February is something to watch in order to have a reversal or to see how it's going on the CME futures launch. If 1430 is lost, next zone is 1270 and then $1,000. Very short update today. Still not feeling entirely well. It's going better. Tomorrow I'll be back with a longer update, and I hope you have enjoyed. And please subscribe to the channel.